Monday, it's raining and it's back to work. Really did not feel like a break at all, apart from that first Easter weekend where I just took it easy, and then the next 3 or 4 days where I just hammered through doing that stuff under the stairs and getting that little bit of the block wall done and moving some plants. I got a little bit done, but from then on it was a complete write-off. COVID hit me really bad. Just when I thought I was over it, I got food poisoning. I ate some leftovers that were a little bit further left over than I should have touched. Saturday, I just felt completely off, and then I was just throwing up all Sunday. Fell asleep in the afternoon. When I woke up, I felt okay. I had something very light and unobtrusive for dinner and finished off my assignment. In terms of getting stuff done for work, didn't get to it. Didn't get to anything, home or work. Feels like a complete waste of a break. Quarantining yourself from your family when you're meant to be home from your family for 2 weeks. That man was so sad. I'd see him when I'd come out, like I'd feed him. I just didn't have the strength to stay up and out. Anyway, today is staff development day. Tomorrow is Anzac Day, so it's another day off work, so at least there's that. My wife didn't realise it was Monday this morning because you wouldn't know what had been happening, really. We lose track of the days when I'm on break anyway, but this time the days just disappeared. I did end up testing negative for a couple of days in a row, and I asked my boss what the situation was in terms of return. The rules are now, as long as you're not symptomatic and you wear a mask, you're allowed at work. And he goes, and it's not like you're not going to not have your mask on at work. I feel like I want to stay away from really large groups even more again now. Feeling nervous about this term because I'm going to be the relieving deputy for the term, but still teaching my 12 timber, hopefully having time to do the prac with my 11 and 12 construction. That's one thing I've actually got to do today, is make sure I've got their brand new clusters ready and photocopied. I thought I did them at the end of term, but the end of last term was such a blur and a rush and crazy that I need to check. Nervous about the new role. It's not like I haven't done the role before. It has been at least a decade since I've done it in such a large block. It'll be a great experience. Day one done. Pretty long day of professional development. It was all focused around Aboriginal education. In particular, our area, learning a bit more about the Aboriginal culture of the area. Quite a few presenters from within our school who are Aboriginal and have family ties back to the area. Some have family ties back to different areas. Probably one of the most interesting topics I feel outside my own subject areas. Part of it is about inclusiveness and making the school environment feel welcoming to the students from those particular background areas. And the reason we have this particular focus at our school has I think they said it was a 23% Aboriginal population of students. That's pretty big. Our school is probably the biggest, or one of the biggest, in the Sydney metro region in terms of Aboriginal population. I had to make timetable changes, take my supervisor duties and that sort of stuff off, transfer some of that onto the staff of mine who are going to be looking after the faculty while I'm the relieving deputy. I had to remove some classes from them and share them with other staff around the school. I was able to get a couple within my own faculty if another staff member happened to be under load and then they were available at the same time, then they got that one period. I still have my year 12s on my timetable. I still have my construction classes on my timetable, but those ones will be, if available, apart from where I'd like to do prac with them. I think I've got to log into our portal, Evidence Central, see what that has made available already, so that I don't go giving the kids something else in paper form that's not actually available for them to do online. I might have a look at that either tonight or tomorrow, since tomorrow's a public holiday. Cleaners did a straight shift. They work through the day, which means they don't hang around in the afternoon. So everybody had to get off site as the boss went around and locked up. End of my first day as DP. And you might be able to tell by the setting sun that I'm leaving work a little later than normal. One of the things about being up in the exec chair is time just disappears. Meetings straight off the bat, parent meetings, issues with our computer system because the office computers were logging into the primary school instead of the high school, and so you couldn't access anything. And I needed to make a lot of changes to the timetable, so that didn't happen, gosh, I think until mid-morning I finally got on. And once that happened, there was just like changes galore. Making all the changes, checking for errors, fixing the errors, synchronizing so that the whole school would know what was going on with the timetable. Usual students out of class. I mean, it's day one, you've been on holidays, come back and you don't go to class. I know school's a great social place. I can't even imagine just hanging around the school all day doing nothing, because that's what they do. I still did get to have my class with year 12, timber, and because my group was so small, they came up and just sat in the office with me and we went through some stuff. One of them had gone ahead and bought the finish that they wanted for their project and was checking with me that it was okay, and had bought some brackets because they're doing a shelving unit. I really want them to get their timber soon. This day is when we're going to do like a 2-hour afternoon class, period 5 and period 6. And it's both Wednesdays, so I really do hope to be able to be doing that very soon. And being a small group, we should be able to get some really good hands-on because they won't have to share the tools as much. Construction classes, I want to try and use the doubles that I have with them, the split doubles, to do prac. For year 11, it's the toolbox measurements and calculations and estimation unit. There's a lot of stuff that they need to do on their own, which is just theory-based. Then the prac, it'll involve some prep work by me. Shouldn't take them that long to do the practical work. It's not a very demanding project, and that's because the focus is on being able to estimate and cost out a project. Day one for the term down as DP, 47 to go. Got myself a new banana for scale. Day 2 of DP, another long one. This is one of those long ones where I hate that this happens. Didn't eat, not good. From the point where I got to school, I had a coffee mid-morning and that was it. Constantly following up, making some phone calls, chasing up students. We did have a really nice Anzac Memorial ceremony today for the school. After that, following up students, interviewing students, chasing up students, making notes of it, phone calls. One of the things I do is type down notes of every interaction that I've got, and then that becomes my notes to the staff, so they know if I'm following up on a student or what sort of things are being involved. But it's also, for me, like, it gives me something to go back to if I need to. A good document of what happened in the day and what you might need to follow up on the next day. All the stuff that I'm dealing with, rather than just having to go into the school administration records to follow up on interactions. I'm still half teacher as well. I still had my year 12 timber class, trying to keep up to date with them, getting close to, I'm hoping, because I saw them go to the office after class, that they might have paid for their timber so we can make a move. Construction classes though, year 12 and year 11, I've got to buy some timber for their next task. I just had a look in our shed to see if there was stuff I might be able to use for the Year 12 group, try and see if I can have a look at the plans and adjust it to what we've got. Tomorrow is when I should have Year 12 for a double construction, so I'm hoping to be able to make it to that nothing else sort of pops up that I've got to deal with. Gorgeous looking sunny weather Friday that we've got, which is really good news because our school is having their cross-country carnival this afternoon, which I had forgotten about yesterday when I was talking about having Year 12 construction period 4 and 5, because the carnival goes to the end of the day. I guess I won't have construction period 4 and 5 today. Thankfully with Year 12 I do have another double on my timetable, so I might have to aim for that one. The start of the day I seem to have a few meetings with faculty heads that I'm now the supervisor for. A lot of meetings on my timetable, and a lot of them I'm not really sure what they are because of the many committees that a deputy is involved with to have their finger on the pulse of the school. It's only day 3. Even at the end of next week I won't have been through 2 full weeks of what possibly could be, so it's a slowly growing process, but so far so good.